Hi Boardies, welcome to AmassGames. Today I'm bringing you 50 through to 1 of what has been played most by Boardgamegeek users. So anyone in the world who plays board games can log and actually state if they've played a game, and that all gets aggregated up. It takes a while, but basically this is going to show you for the month of January 2021. So just to let you know, this is the first of this particular year. Obviously, this is now February that I am recording and speaking to you in. And there are three films or three titles which have come off the list. I talk about films because one of them that has dropped off is Ticket to Ride. Now, Ticket to Ride directly influenced the film Polar Express, which is a little sort of nugget of information to tell you about there. So another thing that's dropped off is Race for the Galaxy as well as Stone Age. So respectively those were before in positions 37, 48 and 49. There are three new entries. We have Julian Imperium, Underwater Cities and Draftosaurus. So check out and see where on earth they come in this list. Now by all means please hit that thumbs up to show me you're enjoying the content. Subscribe and hit that notification to catch next month's list, as well of course to see plenty of other videos that I have been bringing out every single day. Many new games coming, there's over 30, and let's crack on with number 50. Any comments, please chuck them in the comments box and I'll reply very quickly, and check out the description for anything I may have goofed. So Architects of the West Kingdom. Now this is a game that is now actually on Tabletop Simulator amongst other platforms, and it's doing very well because people are logging plays as there are numerous releases have come out for it. You've got the Rune Saga, which I look to play as well. And there's now a campaign I learned about this morning, whereby you actually can go through all of the three things with a bit of flavour text too. It's had 43 more users over last month. The ranking has dropped by 5 positions. And this is a game whereby you're going to be going out, you could be negotiating, you could be trying to improve on various different tracks, and ultimately be the most victorious architect of the West Kingdom. Up next we have Sushi Go. Again, you can check out a video on the channel for this as well. And this is by GameRight. And in this instance, it's been on this list, this top 250 list, or top 50 list in this instance, in 55 months now. It's dropped down by 6 positions, and it has gained some more players. This is also available on Board Game Arena as a premium game, which again could explain why it's so high. Up next, Just One. Isn't on any other platform currently I'm aware of. It has dropped, it's got the biggest fall in players over these 50 games, and it's the biggest fall in rank as well. It's the least time spent playing. I think Christmas is a massive factor on this. It had been as high as 4 in the list. Up next we have another Spiel.digital winner. So Just One was the best game of the year based on its prestigious board game awards ceremony for it, based on family, weight, ease of play and interaction. Dominion, it was the deck building game that really sort of took off. It was the kind of pretty much the first deck building game by Donald X. Vaccarino and Vaccarino. It has increased number of players. It has decreased in rank, and it's been as high as 1 on this list. 106 months on this list. Up next we have Love Letter in at 46. Second biggest faller. This is another game that is also on Board Game Arena. Plays very nicely on there. It's the second least time spent playing. There are different versions of the game, such as Letters to Santa, as you can see on the screen right in the centre there, under alternative names. And I have a feeling, again, like Just One, it was mainly brought out for that reason. It has been as high as 1 on this list, though. Up next, Can't Stop. Pretty much people are only ever playing this online, to be honest. And it has been as high as 21. It's the third most time per player spent. And I have a feeling it's because whenever you log into Board Game Arena, it's the very first game you're ever shown. And that's kind of why it does so well. It's had 10 months on this list. You can do a print and play, and it's very fun that way too. Up next, Viscounts of the West Kingdom. We talked about the West Kingdom trilogy already. That's the second trilogy from Shem Phillips and Garfield Games, and the same artist throughout all of them. It's the third biggest faller, so being the newest game, I think it's come on, people are playing it, and then suddenly they're playing some other games and it's not going to be played as frequently. It has been on this list for 3 months. Catan. So this has jumped by 17 positions. Now Watch It Play did do a video a couple of months for it. It's dropped down 9 positions in this ranking. Its average plays per month is 2.1. Playtime is just over 3 hours a month as well per player. And it's been as high as 31 on this list. This was the game of the year in 1995, and it's what really kind of kickstarted the market onto really good games. It's been on this list for 84 months. So up next we have Great Western Trail by Alexander Pfister, who also did some art on this, which I wasn't aware of. So it's had the least time spent playing. It's been as high as 8 on this list and 50 months on this list as well. Draftosaurus. Now this has been an alpha and now beta on a Board Game Arena, with some issues with bugs I found on some Board Game Arena games. I've generally shied away from it, not always, but recently, I've been a bit more picky. Unless someone's saying they're really keen to try and play it out, I've left it alone. But with Antoine Bowser at the helm as the designer here, very keen to try out Draftosaurus. Catchy name too, a bit gimmicky perhaps. It's the first month, it's the highest, it's the third highest new entry as well. And it was actually 37 places down outside the top 50 before then. Look forward to trying it out. Looks like you are obviously drafting and obviously set collecting, doing dice rolling. I definitely look forward to trying this out. Arkham Horror the card game, so the living card game here is increased by 7 positions in this month as we're going closer to 1, and it's been as high as 13th on this list. Up next, another deck building game with race elements. This is Clank by Paul Dennan, and this is it's in number 39. Change over last month, where it's had almost 200 new players. I have a feeling people got this for Christmas potentially. And yes, it's been as high as 8 on this list. It came out 2016, and people are playing it for almost 2 hours when they're playing it. Up next, we have a Portal Games here. Vladimir Suchi is the designer, and Delicious Games has also been a publisher for it. It's the second highest new entry. It's gone up 19 positions. It came out 2018. As you can see, I haven't played it, so I won't speculate, but it's in my top 10 list of games to try out. So another top 10 list for you coming soon. Brass Birmingham. Well, I have played Brass and I have played Lancashire, the original, as well as Brass Birmingham, which is a lot more prettier and perhaps slightly more interesting gameplay as well. This game has the second least amount of plays per player. Very economic game. Definitely think about beer and coal and various other things in this game. Do not try to go too much on one track. Up next, Pandemic. So Pandemic, it's changed in rank a bit over last month. It's dropped down by 3 positions. It's been as high as 3 on this list. It spent 106 weeks in this top 50 list, and as we scroll down, you can see it's got loads of award nominations. One of the best cooperative games of all time. It's got so many different variants for it, like 15 to 20. Maybe the word variant shouldn't be used in this context. So we have Calico, another game I haven't played. This has increased in rank by 7 over last month, and it has been as high as 35. So yeah, it's the highest it's been so far. And 5 months it's been on this list, so it's hanging around. Is Cats anything to do with it? It's hexagonal grids, scenario, mission campaign, solo's meant to be very good. Yeah, very look forward to trying out this game. Looks like an interesting sort of midweight game there. Point Salad, another game that I'm really keen. It's in my top 10 games to try out as well. This game, I haven't found any other platform like Calico either. It's gone down by 11 positions, but it's still holding on there. I think it's a good family favourite to play at Christmas time. It's been as high as 12 on this list and 16 months now on this top 50. Another Game of the Year winner. This is Codenames, second biggest foreign players. Again, I think Christmas had a big impact on it. There are more official versions of this game now online to play as well. It's been as high as 1 on this list and 65 months in this top 250. Six Nimmt, well, this game is also very popular on Board Game Arena. It works very well there too. It's also very good for Christmas. It's dipped by only 1 position over last month, so I think people, if they're playing it online, they still are. Again, it does include online plays. Excellent game by Wolfgang Kramer. I rank it highly. I rank some of the extra additions, perhaps even more so, which my rank is slightly lower than otherwise I would give it. Excellent all-player counts. It's such a wide-ranging game, 2 to 10. It's a nice, really round, varied, rangy game to play like that, and I think it does work very strongly. It's been in this list for 13 months and as high as 12, and it's from 1994. So Ticket to Ride Europe, it's another game from Ticket to Ride. This particular one in particular I don't favour as much as all the others, predominantly down to the push your luck element. I don't think adds anything to the game and isn't needed. The map is fine. It's gone down by 4 positions. Again, I think a good game people are playing at Christmas. Parks, as I mentioned in the last month's video, haven't played Parks yet. Third least time spent per player. It's the highest rank to be 25, so it's dipped a bit, but it has gone up a bit as well. 7 months now it's been on this list. For a very nice, pretty looking game. Isle of Cats are back-to-back games that I haven't played. I can tell you the next one I have played. And this is the Isle of Cats, so it's gone up by 6 positions, as high as 23. So if it goes, up again, it's going to equal where it was before. This is a game involving polyominoes trying to lay out and get cats on a deck and stuff like that. So Viticulture Essential Edition. So this is a game which I think is actually the second highest, biggest riser. So maybe people around Christmas time, they're really knuckling down and saying, nope, let's play this game. There's lots of expansions for it, which I recommend. Lots of great inserts. I think people say, right, now we've got this insert, let's play it. And maybe people are buying other Stonemaier games and for that reason, want to whip this one out too. And maybe around winter and alcohol, maybe they're playing that as well, because I always drink wine playing this game. In at 27, we have Jaipur. This one is on Board Game Arena, and they've got a new release of it too. So I have played it in person. I have played it once online, I believe. And yes, it's gone up by 1 position. It's an excellent 2-player game. Maybe those people stuck at home are just thinking, yep, we'll play that, and they just want to play it now and again. People are playing it on average 2.1 times a month. Root. This is the 5th highest riser. Now you can play this online, and it might be why it's gone up by 15 more players. In fact, 15 rank, so it's actually gone up by 270 players. So people are obviously really ticking into this. There's another new expansion that's come out. I think for these reasons, people are really trying it out more and more. And the highest rank on this was 6, and it's been on this list for 26 months. Okay, we have Marble Champions, another game I haven't played, which is a very keen game for me to try out in 2021. I know someone's got a copy, and I look forward to trying it in person. It's, as per the other game, it's the second highest riser, second most plays per player, and it's the second most time spent playing as well. The highest rank was 7, and it's been on this list for 15 months. So that's pretty clever, or ganz schön clever. This is the first in this series of games by Wolfgang Warsch. It's a roll and write, whereby you're trying to fill in a grid, use some bonuses, and do better and better. Leon Schiffer has some great artistry on some of his other games. This is increased by 1 position. I think people are playing it around Christmas time. I haven't seen it online. Please let me know if you've seen it. And it's been as high as 8. Compared to other roll and writes, this isn't even perhaps in my top 20. I just feel that the Foxes are quite a gimme, and maybe the sequel I think is better. Let's talk about Stonemaier. Here is Scythe in at 23. 3 positions higher than last month. Maybe it's due to the campaign and various other things. It's been as high as 1 on this list. Perhaps people are buying that box for Christmas and now wanting to then get it out of the box. The Castles of Burgundy, very highly rated game, 15th of all time presently. No change in rank. That's we're going to probably start getting more and more of that going on. And what we can talk about here is basically it had 1.8 plays per month. It's averaging 160 minutes of play a month as well. And it's been 106 months on this list, as high as 8. Another new game, we have Lost Ruins of Arnac. So this is a game that has changed in position by 3 over last month. And yep, it's only been on here a couple of months, so let's see if, how much this stakes around. Similarly, we have It's a Wonderful World. So this one has dropped by 1 position, so there or thereabouts. Highest rank has been 19. Looks lovely, fantastic looking art by Anthony Wolf. Mainly based on the art, it looks really appealing. It's something I want to try out. It's a short game though, 1 to 5 players, involving hand management, drafting, and set collection. Julian Imperium, this is another new entry. I believe you can play this on TTS. That's Tabletop Simulator. And yeah, as a new game, obviously, that's another game by Paul Dennan. Remember, Paul Dennan did Clank. And I look forward to seeing what people think of it. I have played the other Dune game, and it's fine. But I look forward to seeing actually what people think of this one. Gloomhaven. So Gloomhaven is currently ranked the best game of all time, both for theme, strategy, and overall. And it's dipped by 1 position. It's got the most time spent playing though, so I think people really holding themselves up and playing it, and it's been as high as 1 on this list. It's a dungeon crawling game with many Euro elements without dice and just basically using your cards very effectively. We have Sagrada. Sagrada has dipped by 2 positions, and it's a dice placement game whereby you're trying to fill your grid as best you can based on certain requirements. And in this instance, this is a game published by Floodgate Games. It's by some Canadian designers, and thankfully Floodgate has given great input as to how to do it. Spirit Island, a fantastic game to play solo. I don't like some of the I find it quite abstract. I've mentioned this before, and it does get pretty hard, but it gets people coming back more and more, and it's been on this list 35 months. Everdell dropped 4 positions. Now there's, I think, the 4th at least expansion now has come out for this game, for this light worker placement game with lovely pieces. Not my cup of tea, and I've played the deluxe edition, but doing very strongly. Up next, Patchwork. Now I found out yesterday that there's actually something called Patchwork Christmas Edition. So whether or not you can actually even list that under this game, I'm not certain, but I think it does just tick back into this particular name of the game. And yeah, it has dropped by 2 positions. It has been in this list though 70 months. And Uwe Rosenberg, the designer, I've played I think now 24 of his games. So up next we have Splendor. So Splendor, a highly rated game. It should have won Game of the Year, lots of people think, in 2014. Dipped by 3 positions. There's some fairly crummy online versions of it, but you can play it on your phone or your app, whatever you want to play it on. And it's just very nice. Again, it's a handy game to play all the time. It's why this has been on this list as high as 1 and 81 months as an excellent basic engine builder of excellent pieces and a very empty box. 81% is empty, something like that. So 7 Wonders, there's a new edition come out. Highly recommend that. I don't know if this does include both editions. I do have some videos on the comparisons. And yep, sold the original, kept the second edition. So this might be why it is staying where it is. It has jumped up by 2 positions in this rank. So up next we have number 11, Jaws of the Lion. I'll be playing this year, hopefully, subject to restrictions and stuff. Biggest gain number of players. It's most time spent playing. I think lots of people are playing this after Christmas and really enjoying what it can provide and add to Gloomhaven. It's been on this list for 6 months now. Cartographers. So changing rank, it's gone up by 3 positions. What that's all about basically is maybe again Christmas, there's some new stuff, more Kickstarter awareness, and it's been on this list for 17 months. I had it the very first month since it pretty much came out, and months before anyone heard about it, it was nominated for Game of the Year. It's a lovely flip and write game. It's probably my 2nd or 3rd best. King Domino. So this is another Game of the Year winner. It's dropped by 1 position. You can play it on Board Game Arena. 3rd least time spent playing. I think it's a great evergreen. It's great that it's been as high as 2 on this list. 48 months. It's great to see it's just really staying up in the top 10. Designed by Bruno Cathala and published by Blue Orange. Welcome to. This is on Board Game Arena. It's a game that I don't highly rate for flip and write games. I think there's obviously many out there that I prefer, such as Cartographers. But some people seem to like it. But it is the 3rd biggest faller in the number of players. Carcassonne, this again is on Steam. You can play it on Board Game Arena, Tabletop Simulator, as an app, many different ways of playing it, and of course in person. And it's gone up by 2 positions, so people know what they like, and they're sticking with it, and it won Game of the Year. Okay, so up next we have number 6, The Quacks of Quedlinburg, another Game of the Year winner, another game by Wolfgang Borsch. And it's gone up by 1 position in this list. It's been as high as 4, so it's getting closer to its best position, and 26 months on this list. A very nice game to play. You know what, I don't always play it, but it's really, really nice. Very nice push luck bag building game. The Crew. So it's the most time spent per player, but it has dipped in rank by 2 positions. This is the trick-taking game whereby you're trying to complete missions collectively and cooperatively. So this is 7 Wonders Duel in at number 4. It's gone up positions by 1. It's averaging 3 plays a month, just over an hour of play, and it's been 63 months on this list, as high as number 2. Now we have Azul up again. It was 4 last month. It's been on this list for 39 months, another Game of the Year winner, and the highest rank has been 1. So these Game of the Years really do stay, and either Game of the Year where obviously they correctly called it, or people saw it as Game of the Year and tried it out. I'm not sure if there's correlation or causation there, but I think generally speaking, I do strongly agree, and I've correctly predicted 5 Game of the Year winners for 5 consecutive years. So let's move on to the next one. Terraforming Mars. Well, this has got the 3rd biggest gain in players. Now, the re-release of Terraforming Mars, check out my Instagram for this. You will notice that actually everyone's receiving their big box, their re-released versions, and that is why I believe it's doing as well as it is. And it has been as high as number 1, but right now it is staying in the same position, because in at number 1 We have the same game as before. We have Wingspan, the second biggest game in the number of players. This is a game whereby you're looking to feed your birds and get some eggs and do the best you can compared to your opponents over a number of rounds with various objectives. Well, thank you very much for watching everything. Like I said, any questions, please let me know, and I look forward to bringing you the next one next month. In addition to that, like I said, there are lots of games still to come to bring you, and there are lots of unboxings I've done, and I look forward to bringing you the reviews and how to set up, play, and review in due course. Any questions? Thank you very much. Bye for now.